Appearing on the BBC flagship show last night, the Treasury Minister warned Spain that Britain is intransigent over Gibraltar's sovereignty issue. He told BBC presenter Mark Urban, "We are not going to compromise on the sovereignty issue," and the Prime Minister made it very clear that we are going to enter into a final deal which is good for the UK and Gibraltar. When asked whether the deal could be wrecked by Spain, Mr. Stride rebutted, "Not at this stage, because this is being played into by the future partnership negotiations which are clearly a bit further down the line." The Treasury Minister's claims come the same evening the Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez reaffirmed his position that he would veto Brexit unless concessions were made on Gibraltar. Mr. Sánchez met with the Prime Minister on Thursday, but he later claimed that an agreement was far from being reached. "My government will always defend the interests of Spain," he wrote on Twitter. "After my conversation with Theresa May, our positions remain far away. If there are no changes, we will veto Brexit." The Spanish head threats to wreck the EU and UK's grafted deal come after the EU in April 2017 granted Spain an effective veto over Gibraltar being included in any final Brexit trade deal the UK signs with the EU. Gibraltar is a peninsula to the south of Spain that has been a British overseas territory since 1713. The territory is set to leave the EU along with the UK at the end of March, despite 96% of its population voting to remain in the EU. But some in Spain maintain their right to the land. Spain's issue with the draft deal is Article 184 of the Withdrawal Agreement, which states that the UK and EU will negotiate rapidly the agreements governing their future relationship, and Madrid believes Gibraltar should be excluded from this. The Spanish government wants to allow for bilateral conversations between Spain and the UK over Gibraltar. It also wants to make clear in the political declaration that both the UK and Spain must agree with decisions regarding the peninsula. While the withdrawal agreement only needs to be passed by 20 out of 27 countries and 65% of the total EU population, any future deals between the UK and the EU would need to be unanimously decided by all 27 countries.